feel when you look at your vision board? Because I gotta confess, I feel so guilty. Whenever I spend more than 1 week trying to work on it, I try to find ways to distract myself. Like watching the ending of this K drama is the sole purpose of my life. Not writing, not creating. Everything else just kind of vanishes away. After years of struggling with this cycle, I tried everything. I tried self help books, I tried human psychology, I tried intentional journaling for 3 plus years. And I think I finally broke it down to a 6 step structure, which does not feel like medieval torture. So, if you relate to this, I hope this helps you. Step one is to name it to tame it. This really scary, unnamed force of nature that takes over you every time you feel like working on your dreams. It's called self sabotage. It's just a fancy way of saying when you consciously or subconsciously get in your own way. Like you know where you want to go, you know exactly what to do about it, but somehow you're still stuck. You're deliberately getting in your own way of your own happiness. Well, the easiest way that I think I can explain this is when you know you want a job and you know that to get a job, you need to click on this app called LinkedIn. But in that moment, when you stare at it, it feels like the scariest thing in the world to click on it. And it's kind of just like that, and your brain just goes, not yet, I'm not ready yet. And you keep waiting till you're like 50 and your link is in like cobwebs. That's what self-sabotage looks like to me. And why are we working on this? It's because it's directly connected to our self-esteem. The more time you not spend doing the thing that you really wanted to do, the less evidence your brain has of you actually doing it. Therefore, the less sure you are of your ability of actually being able to do it. Now, this fear that shoots up in you like a rocket, it can be placed in any of the 3 stages of this fear cycle. One is when you've never done this thing before. So obviously, the fear of failure comes into the picture. Second step is you kind of gave a shot to your dreams and you kind of did something before, but it didn't work out the way that you wanted it to, or it failed or was negative. In that case, the fear of it happening again comes into the picture. And the final stage is when you're powering through all of that and doing things every day to make your vision board come true. And somehow something good happens. You get a compliment, or someone notices you, or you just get some good news. And suddenly you just feel like, I don't want to do this anymore. That is fear of success, which is the scariest one out of them all and the most complicated one. I think as humans, we just care too much. So wherever we feel like the stakes in our life are really, really high, this fear comes into the picture. Like for me, I really want to build healthy relationships in my life. And I really want a career whose passion, who, I mean, that is passionate and fulfilling. So because the stakes in my life are really, really high in these 2 areas, I care so much. And that care and that desire and that love comes with a free packet of fear, which is where self sabotage also comes in. Step two, what's your type? Everyone has one. In order to understand how this self sabotage comes into your life for you, you have to first understand how the love part manifests. Self sabotage is simply the opposite of your love language, which is like a viral thing you may have seen somewhere on the internet. But it's a little bit more layered than that. You see, your love language is when you feel safe and secure and comfortable. So your brain is trying to tell you, hey, I love this. But when you feel the opposite of these things, which is unsure and insecure and uncomfortable, that's where self sabotage comes in. It's your brain just trying to use a different language to tell you, hey, I'm scared. This sucks. And that's where you just understand that it's not like a bad, evil thing. It's just like a part of you, and it's just your brain trying to tell you something. But since we don't really understand that, and our brain loves to save the day, the moment there's this fire of something uncomfortable happening, your brain then rushes to get instant gratification, to put water on this fire. It wants to make you feel happy all the time. You may have seen that every single time that you start to work on something that you care about, suddenly you feel like craving some kind of food or watching some episode or texting a friend or picking up your phone. It's just your brain using your 5 senses as a tool for this instant gratification. For example, binge watching would be it using your eyes to make you feel better. If you like to put music in the background while you're working, is using your ears to make you feel more comfortable. Maybe that's why people listen to music when they do math. I don't know. It's just a theory. The point is, your brain tries to get you to feel better, and that cycle just kind of backfires because
circle and find it.
it was intended in a great way, but it didn't work out because now you are sleepless and you ended up not working on your goal. It's kind of like these instant gratification things are like fast food for your senses. They are available 24/7. You know exactly what you'll be getting. Like, you know that Netflix is going to be there. And it's just convenient for you to get access to them. Which brings me to step 3. What do you do when this happens? We bring all of this information to our day to day lives to solve the puzzle. Here's where we become detectives. I pick Sherlock. So what you do is every time you face this and you find yourself in bed at 2 a.m. and being like, now what do I do?
Get out, I need to go to my mind palace.
Here's a bunch of questions that you can ask yourself to do that. It's nothing intimidating or complicated. It's just like a bunch of simple questions. I'll answer them with you as well from my own journal. So, first question. Have you done this thing before or recently? Yes or no? If you answered yes, why did you stop? And if you answered no, why didn't you start? For me, I stopped because I had a YouTube channel before and my college mate slash partner used to take care of all the technical and logical aspects of it. I didn't start again because I feel like I don't have the right equipment. Now, you see, because we are humans, we give ourselves these tiny little lies that we made up to support our own belief of the fact that we are not ready yet and it's not the right time yet. To get to the underlying deeper thing and to actually make this effective, you have to kind of badger and ask yourself why. Like, why do you feel like you don't have the right equipment? Or why didn't you start again? Like a little kid just pestering, you just have to be like,
Why?
till you reach an answer that's an emotional reason. You'll know that you reached it because it will feel like a confession. Like you didn't mean to say it.
I can feel that in my jellies.
For me, the emotional answer would be, nobody understands my vulnerability, and I feel naked and conscious standing there waiting to be judged or perceived. And I feel like I'm not good enough, like the execution is not giving justice to the idea in my head. We're detectives, remember? So you have to deduct. Go back to the emotional answer and look for keywords and clues and try and come back to the bigger picture. For example, for me, the keywords would be vulnerability, feeling conscious, judged, not enough. I feel conscious of my peers, and I feel like I struggle to keep up with high technical standards of content. Now you know what your actual problem is and not your lied, made up little version of your problem. Which brings me back to the OG why. Why did you start? Why do you keep coming back to this? Why do you care about this so much? And why do you want to do this so badly? Like, why did I want to do it so badly that I'm recording 5th time in a row because things didn't work out before? I was just checking to make sure that the camera is still going because it has happened to me before that my storage got full. So my OGY is that I have too many stories, ideas, things that I've learned that I would love to share, and I don't want to die keeping them to myself. Also, somewhere out there is a younger version of me, like my sister, someone who needs to hear this, just like I did when I was going through this. You have both sides of the spectrum, your desire and your fear. Even after all of this, if your fear feels more than your desire, don't do it. Don't do it right now. Just take a break, feel your fear, give justice to this fear because this is a part of you. You cannot really eliminate it or push through it because it will come back again and that's going to be more of a problem. So just feel it, take your time. I'm sure you'll come back to it. And then you'll have to ask yourself again. Now, if your desire feels greater than your fear, in that case, go for it. Which sounds like such an easy thing to say as a third person standing in front of a camera, and you'll be like, you have no idea how hard this is. Trust me, I know. That's why step 6 is a baby step. I say that in this language because the reality that you want to create for yourself and to the world, it's a newborn baby. Your vision board is a baby. Would you expect a 1-year-old baby to run a marathon? Of course not. In fact, whenever babies do like the smallest thing in the world, like drinking water on their own or like picking up like some dish or something, what do? We praise them. We are like, oh my god, you look so cute. Even if they are covered with water all over and they caused a mess. That is the level of appreciation and compassion you need to show yourself, and it will get you closer to your dream. Like you click on that LinkedIn app. Give yourself that level of lollipops that we give kids when they go to dentists and do scary things. Now, it may sound really kiddish, but there's no way to numb this fear or phobia. It can only be faced and then replaced with love and compassion. That's how you deal with it for good. It's like your first day of kindergarten, you know? It works because it's building your confidence from ground up. So, what is the smallest thing that you can do right now after finishing this video? What is your baby step? Think about it. Got it? Good. Now go do it. And remember to be compassionate, to reward yourself, and to be flexible in case things don't work out the way you wanted it to, or you're not able to continue it for more than 2 days in a row. It's all good. What matters is that you start again. Also, in my next video, I'll be talking about how to take these tiny, tiny little baby steps and to put them into a pattern so you can create your own consistent routine and it won't feel like medieval torture, like 5 a.m. cold shower level of torture. I would love to hear what your baby step was in the comments below, because my baby step was to record the audio when I was journaling this for the first time. It later became this video and it felt so far at that point. So if I can do it, you can do it too. See you next time. Toodles! Before I forget, if you're an extra credit person like me who likes to overachieve, in that case, I've got some journal prompts for you that you can try to get deeper into this self-sabotage thing. And I found some common answers on the internet that people have given so that you know that you're not alone in this. That's it, in case you wanted some homework.